Alright, hello, welcome back to Gilganos playing Dawntrail episode 3! Last time... What did we do last time? Last time we went to the village of... Urqopacha. And we were, or actually, Wuk Lamat was given the tasks of rescuing their harvest of reed, which they use for everything, basically. Building, eating, etc, etc. Not necessarily in that order, but, they use it for everything. And her having been there last time when the Harvest Festival was, which was like a joyous celebration, and everybody now wasn't as joyous because there was a huge storm and, people were killed, which we really quickly glossed over, funny enough. But yeah, in the end, we solved the problem by holding the festival because everybody was cheerful again, and of course, unbeknownst to us for the most part, one of the traditions of that festival actually, made the harvest crop grow again. So by doing that, we solved the problem. And for some reason, none of the Hanu there actually knew that that was happening, even though it was kind of obvious. Seeing how the bird fetish thingy shot lasers from his eye, and suddenly all the crops sprouted again, so... But yeah, that's how we can now call ourselves worthy of, the first of the 7 electors. So we're missing 6. Oh yeah, we need to hand in that quest first, and then we need to talk to the approachable Pelupelu to continue with this second quest of the beginning, and head over to Urqopacha, Urqopacha. I already forgot how it's called. And just like that, we found an Elector and one of First Keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. It was right to trust your instincts, not my instincts, yours. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Urqopacha. That was the name, right? Chances are good we'll find an Elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your opportunistic Pelu friend has to say. Oh yeah, we also got to know that Kona, who also solved the problem over there, and most likely Bakul Jaja as well, because he stole one of Kona's potions, right? Which he used to solve the problem. I was assisted, or is assisted by Archons from Sharlayan. I wonder if we know 3 specific Archons from Sharlayan that we know should be here somewhere in this expansion. That might have been helping him, right? Because they received a letter because they knew each other from the studium. So I hope it's not gonna be too long till we see our old friends again. Chances are good, yeah. To Urqopacha, the approachable Pelu is waiting your questions. I've been waiting for what feels like days and eaten enough of Brook Evu's tacos to feed an army. Well, it wasn't that long. It's not been that long, actually. It was only 3 hours. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urqopacha, we depart from the Arc of the Dawn, then take the road west at the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urqopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. Is it gonna be a schnoo? A shoepoff, I think is what they called in the English localization, right? In Final Fantasy X. Oh my, are these fluffy babies our mounts? They don't look like they could be carrying Aaronville, do I have to say, or Wuk Lamat. The Pelupelu all being small is confusing enough, but those masks make it almost impossible to tell men from women, let alone guess at their age. The beasts are sure-footed, that's for certain. Why did it have to be alpacas? Yeah, she doesn't like them. Probably she's gotten spit at. Taking to a Pelu before we depart was a wise decision. I, for one, would rather not brave a treacherous, slippery trail on foot. But it's the Dawntrail, come on! May I introduce to you our most dependable companion, the Alpaca. 2. It's so fluffy! These animals can traverse Urqopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to Yogg-Tural. Eorzea has its chocobos and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which ill suits its qualities and where it's not needed anyway? But must be right, these little monsters. Get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small, and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. You see? Well, it's your own fault. Haha, I see. What are they like to ride? Fluffy, probably. Alpaca spreaders' mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. We're really doing this then. So, was my information useful to you? Aye, yes, very helpful. Even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good, I'll take my payment now. Payment? You want me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. I can give you 10 gil. The Pelupelu value the act of spreading joy through trade, as you should know. They take pride in making deals that benefit both parties, so they like the... What were they called in Shadowbringers? In like the kobolds? I forgot. I like those. Here you go, a fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this. I got an autograph, basically, right? I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. I better not get spit on again. Or we're gonna eat alpaca for dinner. You brought it on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urqopacha, then that's what we'll do. In the midst of the night. In the middle of the night.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urqopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and
That's
fly,
gonna be the new deep dungeon there, right? That flower.
Could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent,
let's see for how long it's gonna be imprisoned.
Who would claim the throne?
Yogg-Tural. It's also where the giants are, right?
So this is Urqopacha.
What have you done all your life? You barely went out from your doorstep. What the heck? How old are you actually?
The air is so crisp and clear.
Yeah, that's often like that in the mountains.
Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som Al.
That is
Kinda. Wuk Lamat.
in Yogg-Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh? Do tell.
Do tell. Pray tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk Lamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
Who's talking? Another Shabral.
should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
A wool
Well met,
weaver.
Bolnok.
Hmm,
We're on
alpaca
our way
wool.
to Dawntrail.
Wachun Pello. Wachumeki Pello.
Truly, I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelupelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Okay.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
Is it made from cacti fruit? Do you like bite
It's an
into a
Urqopacha
citrus fruit?
specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
There we go.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal.
Oops.
But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
I love the metal ornaments. Also her the glass beads in her hair. How they look in the... how they shine. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
Interesting. So far it's mostly been non-Mamulja, right? Who seem to support Wuk Lamat.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelupelu merchants.
Hmm.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliyola. Pelupelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer
And drinkers,
who's been
as it
talked
seems.
into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
I highly doubt that. Also, why you're a customer? What are you intending to buy? Oh, information, probably.
Fortune Pello's down the path, off the main road. Don't get lost.
It's right there.
True, you can even see the ether right from here. Imagine if she would get lost. Palace crowds were more supportive of her brothers, but Wuk Lamat's peaceful politics do have their quiet adherents, I see. I feel a change in altitude most keenly. While mayhap not to the same degree as the Sea of Clouds, the air is decidedly thin here. I could see more buildings on the path Bolnok was taking. I wonder what's over that way. Huh. Another ether eye for sure. This is it, Wachun Pelu, home of the Pelupelu. Wuk Lamat should have arrived before us. Did she get lost already? No, she's there. Probably already buying some tacos or whatever. That's not good. Is she doing the Estinian? All this way for the right of succession? Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate then that I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. And the nation's ruler should dress her best for adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady, that's right. Come, Third Promise, my well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady, ha! I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. She's doing the Estinian. What did we just talk about? Aaron, when did you... What, we were right behind you! Come on, please! Don't act so surprised. Ah, a Shetona from far off Shaktural. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. From far off Shaktural? Huh, interesting. No thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. He was saying something about not being easily charmed. I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Wuk Lamat fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into the minds of the Pelupelu. Let us all take Erenvel's words of caution to heart. Good thing that we get this introduction, you know, before like unlocking the crafter quests in Wachumeki Meki. Did that sound differently? Huh. Oh yeah, it's a quest accept one that is the jingle that I always compulsory need to sing out, right? I swear I let her out of my sight for one moment. All these houses and buildings made to Pelupelu size. And mine, too, come to think of it. Would seem, yeah, when do you actually grow up? I would like to see that. You know, like, finally, after 10 years of this game happening, but okay. It seems the Pelupelu are also partial to coffee. Wuk Lamat is lucky to have Erenville. Everyone, royalty especially, needs a friend unafraid to chide them when the need arises. Raiders of Happiness. Wuk Lamat is ready to search out the Dawn Servant's Elector. Not my finest moment, I'll admit, but now that we're here, let's do what we came to do, find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Ryle, Alice, and I will speak with the merchants. Wuk Lamat... Alfino is hard carrying all of this. He should be Dawn Servant. Why is Wuk Lamat doing it? Alfino should be Dawn Servant. Wuk Lamat, you and Erenville might try approaching travelers and passers-by. Yomi, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. She's called Wuk Lamat, why are you calling it the third promise? I mean, sure. Alright, that's the tune first. And then see what's going on over here. Looks like tacos. Well, no, not tacos probably, but yummy food. Oh, meat on a stick. Yum yum. Distillery worker. The Dawn Servant's Elector. Ah, I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me, I don't much care who sits on the throne as long as they keep Tural peaceful. Well, yeah, that's only like 2 of the 4, unfortunately. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, they say. No, thank you, I'm not interested in giving you any money right now. Alright, yes, you were asking about the Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobli. That is literally the character from Final Fantasy X. That is standing at the Blitzball Stadium, right? Wait, he's only in X2? No, he's in Final Fantasy X as well. Only X2? Are you kidding me? Is that the Illuminum? Well, at least I remembered that that was a Final Fantasy X character, but okay, I thought he was in Final Fantasy X actually. I don't remember what to do with it. I think I only played through Final Fantasy X2 once. Although I did do everything in it. I do have the strategy guide as far as I know. Okay, let's find Tobli, I guess. I love the verticality so much. I feel like most other areas so far in the game are mostly flat. And like, of course I have buildings and stuff. I might be crazy, but it feels different for some reason than any of the areas that come to mind of the... Oh, there's something happening over there, I would say. previous expansions. Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoral Ja. You know, like, I think, like, for the most time in the past expansions areas, it's like multiple levels with just like ramps in between, right? And slopes. But here it actually feels like, you know, like the whole area is on a slope, on a mountain slope. You know, it just feels different. It's great. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers, in the thousands column potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. No. He is meant to conquer other lands, which normally means less trade, because nobody is trading with a warmongering country. So you should not be for the first promise. You can just buy a ship right now, head over to Eorzea, and do all of that what you want to do with your trading already now. As soon as the war starts with Garlemald or whatever he is going to, that's not going to be an option anymore. And probably people in your country also won't buy your goods anymore because they are more concerned about war. War is not a advocate for trade. Absolutely not. Not for the countries that are in war. Well, for certain goods, of course, you know, like everything that you need to barely survive or to defend yourself. But not any luxury goods or anything. Or alcohol. Well, maybe alcohol as well. That's right. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? No, I would not. You gotta tell every single one of them, right? Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you you're no supporter of Zoral Ja or his policies. Yeah. Well, suck it. I don't even care. Deluded little idiot. Not deluded. Disillusioned little idiot. Alright, what's all the hubbub over here? Mablu. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Do you know where the elector for the right of succession is? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. I wonder if you can actually provoke them to do that. What's going on over there? It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago, Tobli, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobli noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Spit at me. Oh, I cannot even target them, unfortunately. I think it would be super fun if you could actually, you know, like target them and with the right emote they would just spit on you. Like slap them and they spit at you or something like that. Well, that would lead to a lot of animal abuse. So probably not good, but it would still be funny. Whee! Like 20 centimeters above ground. Whee! You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets. And then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobli is the man to talk about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where his head ledger of theirs, where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher. He seems to be the head. Well, the Alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. Ah, that is a lot of alpacas. Then we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. No. Not to say that I am scared, of course. Sure. Hello there. Would you happen to be Tobli? Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobli? Tobli? Oh no, that's Mablu, never mind. Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobli often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Hey, that's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobli a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobli. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great! We can... at least I don't have to pay, right? Can meet back here to share our impressions. Well, obviously I'm not Tobli. I mean, oops. I shouldn't have said that. You meant to find out for yourself who Tobli is, or if an Electra is even in the village at all. Good luck. Yeah, thanks for all the information, I guess. Maybe it actually is him, or her. Looks like a her. Right? Looks like a her. Then again, does this one look different? This looks like a him. Hey, I wonder what's gonna be over here. Yes, I'm just trying to figure out how to discern their gender. Can't really see her face. But I think it might be a she. I think it's the lips. You need to look at the lips. Him. Not sure. Probably a woman. Man. Man. That's just my guesses, but yeah. You think I might be Tobli? Ahaha, well maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. That didn't sound very pungent. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movement slow and deliberate. That might be a pungent subject, right? That might be this one. Spit at me! The beast regards you with wary eyes and twitching jaw. Backing away slowly might be the wisest course of action. Come on! Spit at me! Spit at me! Am I Tobli? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the Third Promise and the entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession then? That's not you. Why would he just go like that? I'll sniff out the headlights in a heartbeat, you'll see. Well, are you not ready to begin the contest? I think it's the one over there. Just a feeling. Remember, I never actually said that there was an Electra in Urqopacha. Well, you didn't I? She? I think it was a she. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. Really? I think it was the diligent one, right? I think the boastful was the first one we've seen. Actually, let's have a look at the recording. But I think it's the diligent one. I think the boastful was the first on the right, and the nonchalant one was, of course, the one that claimed to be. Ah, the work is so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobli, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. And I'll gladly accept. Drumroll! It does look like a man, at least. Then again, Tobli might be a woman. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobli! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Better than 1 out of 3 fish, I guess. Did I? Or was it 2 out of 3? I don't know how many fish I got back then. Head Ledger of Urqopacha and Head Rancher of the Family Ranch. I'm also one of Galujaja's chosen electors. Aha! In a place featured in the Tuliyolal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. Is she talking about my instincts, or just, trust your instincts, like a general your? Because she looks directly at me. So maybe, I guess she's just trusting my instincts. In this case, it would make sense. You found the out fair and square, Tobli. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here. Actually, true, we could have really ruined that, right? I wonder what happens if you choose someone else. If she's just gonna be like, that's not the one I was thinking about. I need to look it up on YouTube at some point.
The Dawnservant's elector was the first step of defeat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not hard at all.
Arulja.
Zoralja.
Oh, Zoralja, not Zarulja. Dang. I just want to say, does he even speak? Oh, he does speak, okay.
Tobli is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobli. That's part of the test.
Well, it's pretty obvious. Since we're here, standing right next to the one. Just looking at him.
You're Tobli.
Without even asking a single question. Very
No, that
impressive
wasn't impressive.
indeed.
That was just intimidation. And she was just like, what am I meant to do, sir?
With that amusing prologue out of
But
the
it works,
way,
I
we
guess.
can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one.
Also not the voice I would have given that person, I guess.
You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
That sounds strangely simple. Apart from Wuk Lamat's fear of alpacas, of course, but just generally.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example! This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Okay, so it wasn't an alpaca, but a specific alpaca. That changes things.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
Two.
Ah!
Yes.
The little monster spat on me!
Directly in the face.
Oh, that stinks. I can't.
Alpaca Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
So they don't actually spit at you, they vomit at you. Yum.
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
Okay.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
Obviously.
So,
Yes. For comic
the
relief.
task is to catch a wild alpaca.
Or just any
That is
wild alpaca?
correct.
Oh, okay.
But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell.
Okay, interesting. Still
And
doesn't
by you,
sound like too much of a
I
challenge.
mean the claimants only.
Okay, that makes it different.
Allies are not permitted to assist with their catching.
Okay. I'll be up here and... Sit on my bum then.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but okay.
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge.
And he just gets 3 alpacas.
And when you reach the end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Because you're greedy and you want more alpacas because that equals more money.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
He's not allowed to help though.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
So go forth and capture one. Use some Gizzlegreens or something, I don't know. That sounds like it could work, right?
Are you alright, Wuk Lamat? We thought we heard you scream.
The
Can't you
third
smell it?
promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we certainly did.
I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But do you mind taking a sniff for me, just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look. Judging by the volume of Wuk Lamat's scream, Alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. I am content to remain ignorant of the smell. It's so weird how they appear when you interact with an NPC that is not quest NPC. But okay. So this is our sought after Elector. So, can you still smell it? Be honest. Yep, you stink. The Feet of Gold. Erenville wishes to discuss the Feet of Gold. How about we just pay one of the Pelupelu to capture us an alpaca? That would count, right? As Wuk Lamat helped demonstrate, the valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? I didn't expect you to. He does. With the proper saddle. We infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Ah. So that's what he meant with preparations and stuff. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Say please. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands. The equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. The 10,000? You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to Jill, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in. I can just... I mean... I know the game is not gonna let me, but... I have that at the ready easily. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money, somehow. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pill in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. Oh, I love this. Oh god. I hope we're actually gonna be able to do this. And you know, look, not just like... it's probably just gonna be like a run to point X and point Y. But it would be so fun if there was an actual trade quest where you needed to think a little bit about it. Well, that's such a cool idea. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. I mean, people have traded pens for cars, right? We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million, so we're looking at 100 times more. Oh right, I panicked and got it confused with Alfino's million kill. That's so nice. That's such a nice touch. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. Yeah, we need... in a way, who we need. We need her right now. Tataru! Unfortunately, she's not here. But I just... yeah, I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with the deal making. Hello again. Mablu? Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I ate them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked. As long as Wuk Lamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she's free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that settled then. Third promise. Pinky promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. An ally, not an ally. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. No, I want to be part of it, come on. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Ah, great. Gladly. What, really? Although, Yomi, I think you should go with Wuk Lamat. Yes! Thank you. Right. Yes. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over and surely have sage advice to share. No, I literally just, when I see something, I buy it. That I want, I buy it. More or less, in this game. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it is misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. Oh. You should hold it. Okay, I see. As if I'd do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with Yomi anyway. The better to keep my hands free. So I can strangle the traders if they don't want to give me the things I want. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Hovli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Handing the alpacas, are we? I had some experience with that when I was younger. I have every confidence he'll come back with the saddle. I'd worry if it was just Wuk Lamat, but it sounds like Mablu knows a thing or two about trading. Turning 100 pel worth of wool into a 10,000 pel saddle is exactly the kind of suggestion I'd expect from the head of a merchant clan. But I mean, Zoralja is still gonna do it, right? This is the artisan who makes our taming saddles. Is it really possible to make 100 times what the wool is worth just through trading? Yeah, well, that's the principle of a traveling salesman. Like, you just go from one point to another, and the time and distance you covered equals worth. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. That's a small basket, if it fits on his palm. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Connections with the royal family, you know, maybe? Mezcal. Oh, great. One of those. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. Really, just one jug? That's worth 1,000,000 gil? That doesn't sound right. This bodes well for us, third promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Why can't you just say 5,000? Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. Great. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support a man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zoralja will go to war and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. Wait. I'm just imagining Mamuja warriors riding on alpacas, attacking an army. Please. It's nothing personal, third promise. Also, how didn't you realize it was her? Oh my god, come on. I mean, really? But I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Well, thank you, Mablu, I guess. Also, why? What? This is so short-sighted, come on. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Well, I don't know. Just sell them somewhere. Ugh. Nonsense. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuk Lamat. The younger ones, though, to them strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from those horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Well, it seems they also get that without Kona being on the throne, right? So then you have those like Hovley, convinced that the first promised plan for conquest will offer them opportunities for great profit. I mean, of course, there's great profit to be had in war, but you're not gonna be... I mean, sure. Okay, whatever, I guess. Can still go both ways. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Wait, how? Okay, I guess she's teenager then? You know, like Wuk Lamat? Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokhui ruled over our village. That's why I offered to help. I wanted to become Dawn's servant to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the Saddlemaker wants is so very expensive. I can't just pay for it. I don't care. Well, she doesn't want to, but yeah. Just sell the ruby inside of your head garment. I guess that's gonna be worth enough, but whatever. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I mean, I'd have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with a piece of Tuliyolal on the line. Tuliyolal. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn servant. Sure. Aiming for the 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try changing the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. I mean, he needs wool, but he just bought like 3 times the usual amount of wool, didn't he? Of course, the Weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision and he was here to buy wool. Yeah, but he did already buy the wool, so why would he need more wool? I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. Yeah, he was heading to more buildings, if I remember correctly. Is this where you met the Weaver? Kinda. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. And he was probably going to Ikuvulos Inn. Most visitors to Urqopacha end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? I do want to go to the mountain. And I wonder if it's like an actual area to be in, or if it's just a dungeon or something. Because it seems too far away to be on the map, right? I hope he's willing to offer us something wonderful in exchange. Ah, we meet again. But wait, weren't you all on your way to Urqopacha? Can I have that basket, Yomi? Sure. Let's see how this is gonna turn out. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Bolnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? I promise you wish to do business with me. Might I ask what this is all about? We need to make 10,000 pel, and we only have this basket of wool, which is worth 100, 500? I don't remember. 100, I think. See, so the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Tural is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. I mean, he can just redo it from the wool, right? It will cost some time, but that's how this works. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column, so we quintupled our worth. It's very generous. Bolnock, thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. And now I find someone who needs a poncho. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Yumi remembered a weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. Well, the game did it for me, I guess. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. Sure. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Yummy, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Aaronville would never let me hear the end of it. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. Ah, nice. Okay, this interface makes you think maybe we do actually have to do it ourselves and not just, you know, like go through a setup series of quests. Of trades that you cannot change. Success! You traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? They have a fabulous sense of style. Nice sturdy poncho, but the design is traditional. I don't think fashion is part of its appeal. So only those people with a practical need would be interested. Wait, that's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy wows. Aww. There's so many without a poncho though. Yeah, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Maybe it is a setup series of single people. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Amulcha hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably lance-guard or sellswords. Amulcha who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list. I understand. Find a potential customer. But they're all Mamulja. Hard-bitten Hubigo. Testing Hubigo. I mean, this one is already wearing a poncho. Sweaty Dopro. The Dopro. Hubigo. Oh, it's the different races, right? It's the blue ones and the... So if they... What? I mean, the left one obviously is a warrior. And this one, the sweaty one as well, right? I think he is carrying an arm on his back. Armament. And this one is already wearing a poncho, so it must be this one. What did she say? Tell me, who among these gathered travelers do you think might be amenable to proposal? The professional fighters like those of the Lance God would have little interest, though the same could be said of any Turali who prioritizes ease of movement in their work. I mean, this one is literally wearing a poncho, right? Well, it's not really a poncho, but he is wearing something, so... This one looks like he's cold. It must be this one. Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Or we might have a winner. It's weird because that's the one they were looking at when they were saying the thing about the Lance God, right? So I was like, oh, this one must be in the Lance God, right? So that's why I was confused when there was 4 Mamulja who all looked to be, you know, warriors all wearing a poncho. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Are you a stripper by chance? Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliyolal, and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. How about this wool poncho? How much are you willing to pay? What a splendid poncho! This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade. One of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, the heft. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it 1 pill in the thousands column. Oh, from 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful, a fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Mablu's Mate Garden for one. Our field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate. The mate? To harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Oh, I want to see him wear the poncho. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. The Mablu's Mate Garden we go. To Mablu's Mate Garden. Yeah, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Probably. Yay. Success. Here we go again, riding alpacas. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. You know, I made my riches a long time ago. Like 7 years ago. Mablu stream. Wuk Lamat steals herself for the right to find your next trading partner. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. Good idea. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up. And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You're behind it. Come on. It's not gonna spit at you. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Pelu would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Tural? I swear, that mountain is too tall to be real. I can't barely see it. Wuk wasn't that the name? How do you not know that? Don't you live here? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yokui. So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for wrench work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. It looks pretty good to me so far. If I can help you buy the taming saddle though, then it'd be a proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. I wonder if you're gonna do a bad trade at some point. It's really far, actually. Also, I saw 2 hunt mobs. Actually, you know, both hunt mobs that we have in this area on the way here. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvla's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobli took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the headletcher's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the Feat of Gold. And it's Mate harvesting season. They can have too many quality hatches. They can't have too many quality hatches. Hatchets. Add to that Wuk Lamat's way with people and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Mablu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise and let's get to bargaining. Mablu. Did you give the hatchet back to Wuk Lamat? We should let her do the talking. You have the little axe for me? Yep, little axe. There you go. A little son. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. You're Mablu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade, if you're interested. Well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have to offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pill in the 1,000 column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Mablu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the Third Promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the Second Promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need for hatchets. Industrialization. Getting a hold of Tural. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuk Lamat. That is why I am prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. Suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then we can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. That sounds like a pretty long corridor. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Yomi and I have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the field, son. Come on, go. And mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Really, that's not a lot. I mean, okay, I don't complain. I'm not complaining. Branch of Verdant Mate Leaf. I wasn't sure Mablu would bite, but it goes to show that you never know until you try. You know, like, what about biting? She could have had us, like, do the full harvest of all of this, like, having us work for months, I guess. Have you ever seen someone picking mate leaves? I imagine the opportunities to see such are few and far between. Min-max the picking of the leaves. Alright, here we go. You've bought me some leaves then. Yep, 5. A handful, I think, was what she said. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions though. Here, we've brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. How much? You didn't say how much he was willing to pay though, right? Now it's time to honor mine, after adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet. I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Which is worth... Premium mate! Bought at the shop, 1 sack of these leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Wow. Okay, that's generous. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. Why is it quintuple the price of what we had before? What she offered before. Just because it's premium quality. Okay. I give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I am glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. I have to say though, I feel a little... It's a little weird that, you know, like, they are allowed to... like, take position. Like, be like, oh no, I won't help you because you're not the one I want to support. Shouldn't, like, or everybody who is, like, partaking in this contest as part of the contest be, like, kind of neutral? But then I guess, since this is... I mean, nobody said that we had to specifically talk to these people, right? So, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before, even after everything Toble's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Toble to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Turali's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Toble held the same opinion. So talk to him. I don't know. I don't know why he, you know, like, goes around getting cheap labor from orphans. Maybe that's his reason for, you know, like, taking them all in, right? You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. That's a good point, though. Thank you for the advice. I smile. But first we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? We are already at halfway to 10,000 pel. Aren't we? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain away into double the value, eh? I think you can do it. Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zoralja? I mean, she's not holding her own, she has all of us, I guess, right? And no, it's just the same. I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuk Lamat of the Dawn's Promise after all. Yay. Never been one... Well, hello. I've never been one to take it slow once I have a goal in mind. It's full speed ahead, that's who I am. A premium deal. Wuk Lamat has her eye on a chug of premium mezcal. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Arenville's point. Aren't you proving his point by giving them to me? Kind of. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Oh no, she's abducted by a UFO. Ah! Oof. The smell of mezcal is overpowering. The fumes alone are making me dizzy. Okay, you didn't react like that before. We were here before, but okay. We want to speak with a man by the name of Gobley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his products, so if we are to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery, Yomi, perhaps Wuk Lamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Sure, let's go. Bibelja. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolal. I often come here to buy Gobley's mezcal, the finest in Tyrol according to my customers. He always brings out a chuck during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have us to seriously reconsider our arrangements. That's good information. Gobley might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of Sunpurge. There's not much I can say about Gobley, but I can tell you what Gobley's been saying. The other day he was muttering about monsters prowling around a cave jaws. That's a field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the workers it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Ah, that's the important information. The others is just like, yeah. One is like, he's gonna find that out, who cares? And the other merchant is like, he's deliberately giving him the alcohol to drink so that he can drive up the price, right? So saying him like, hey, look, maybe you shouldn't do that, it probably won't work. But we can help him get rid of the beast, right? So he can... Question is if he actually wants that, right? Because he can sell his mezcal more expensive like this. But still, at some point, he needs to get rid of them anyways, right? So that's probably our best course of action. So, what did you find out? He needs adventurers to clear the fields for him. Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Wuk Lamat. What's that additional pair of cocks for? I'm confused. Okay. Hi, Gobley. You have business with me, madam. Why don't we talk down below so as not to distract the Alpaca from his work? Sure, lead the way. Now what's this about? Keep it brief if you would, I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any at hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have pill, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal, just like that. Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of the cards do you want to play first? So we're gonna play all of them. I'm not gonna be like Goblin's Invitation to the Palace. I'm not gonna be like, be sure that you wear something good when you go to the palace. I think we start off with the Hubigo's chef's distaste for strong drink, because that's, you know, like literally what you're just about to do. And then we ease over with a, you know, like side remark on his attire that he should be, you know, like behaving himself, like helping him, and the knockout punch in the end is gonna be the monsters in the agave fields. That's gonna work, right? Mm-hmm. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, Hubigo Chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right, absolutely right. I had noticed the growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to cool the monsters causing them trouble? That's the knockout punch. Not yet, we'll keep that card up our sleeves until we need it. See. I can think like a merchant. Sometimes. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volokshunsa. It would be such a shame to miss the chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. I mean, I think they're fine, but whatever, I guess. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? No, but we know a merchant, a weaver actually, who does excellent ponchos. We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnok, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliyollal. As a supporter of Wuk Lamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. We do it. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in agave jars? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yay! Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment and Yomi and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnok. The fields you're looking for are just north of Urqopacha. Be safe. Alrighty, righty. Let's do that. I'm almost a little sad looking forward, you know, like being able to fly in the zone. Then again, it's gonna make everything a lot easier, I guess. Right. That should be Agave Jaws, just over there. This'll go faster if you split up. Come and find me once you've finished clearing out your share of the pests. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Does look interesting. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so he can seal the deal. What if we just... well, I guess they already established that they wouldn't cheat us, right? But I mean, we just killed all the monsters for him anyways, right? So he could just be like, ah, nah, I don't want to do this deal anymore. But of course he's not gonna, because he's a Pelupelu and they are honest merchants, according to the people here. Go on, give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Oh, she can, yeah, of course. These monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now I could just have, if I could just have the sack of leaves. There you go. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. You're welcome. Always safe with me. I know how to handle trading goods. And once the problem has been resolved, Master Gobbly, here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Bolnok, as agreed. And the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal. I aged 3 years, please accept it with my compliments. 1,000,000 gil. Okay. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. Hey! I would have made the same arguments in the same order. I could have also done that. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise, but let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. And then you still need to capture the alpaca. Please don't forget that, right? You still need to capture the freaking alpaca. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand, for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Yay, another excellent trade. We only made excellent trades. Master Gobbly's praise makes me confident I can be a peddler after all. Well, a bit more confident than before at least. I'm satisfied with that trade, and I trust you are too. Should you have need of more mezcal, you know where to come. Wuk Lamat in the saddle. Wuk Lamat is ready to return to Hovli. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you'd better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. I'm just gonna fall over and spill it all on the floor. Oops. Sorry. Ah, can you imagine if you dropped it and had to start all over again? Yeah, exactly. Luckily, Hovli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. Why didn't you give us a, like, bottle or something? Yeah, I'm sure I didn't just spill the full jug by doing that Shukuchi there. No, absolutely not. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, that's no problem at all. This is it, the trade we've been working towards. Ooh, still in one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, settler. We've brought your precious mescal. I don't want it anymore. Wait, you actually got your hands on a chuck? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zoral Jar, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelupelu. Trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Ah, I can taste that smooth mescal already. You haven't done it yet, you still need to capture the alpaca. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think we started out with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. Yay. And they were just... oh yeah, no, they were working here, right, I remember. Hopefully an Ern will have been teaching us how to care for alpacas. One gentle girl ate the feed straight from my hand. I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. I'm beginning to understand Wuk Lamat's aversion to the animals. You've been away for some time. I assume trading was productive? It looks like everyone's been pitching in with the alpacas. Let's tell them the good news. You've acquired a saddle then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Where's all the voice actor budget? Before you rush off to catch an alpaca though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. Ah, finally it's my time to lay back and enjoy the show, right? I know, this is something I need to learn. 2. The music. It's so fluffy. Overcome your fears, third promise. Well, that was easy. Great sunken gods, I did it. Now do it on a wild one, please. It's so cute, oh my god. That's 100% gonna be a mount. He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Wuk Lamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. 2. You know, never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you are so ugly. You're actually kind of cute. You're only now noticing that. I saw Zoral Jar there in the background. Zoralja, he's back. What the heck? He found the golden sheep. Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca spot. Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. Impressive, I guess. Or maybe he just painted it all over. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuk Lamat. Stop being mean to her, come on. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tural can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one. What's that music? Wow. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliyollal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much needed lessons in the reality of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. Okay, interesting. It is true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you purpose, the rebellions it spawned and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Golul Jaja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliyollal, but the star in its entirety. Wow, he's a megalomaniac. What? Hi. I need not explain myself to you. Interesting. So that if I can fight against the Void Lords that are coming... Oh, wait, wrong game. I'm sure that's gonna be an interesting... backstory to this. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. Yay. You can see how delighted he is. Checkmark and bye. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even Kona. It's like we're not even family. Well, you aren't. You're adopted. Sorry to say that, but probably to him, you know, like he might feel like he's the only son, because he is the only biological son to your father. To him. I'm not saying that's fact. It's just how he might be seeing it, right? So much of our star has begun to embrace reconciliation and rebuild, and this would-be warlord would thrust us all back into turmoil. We cannot allow it to happen. Zoralja is willing to go to war for this twisted vision of peace. But should he achieve his peace, then what? I mean, it's kind of the same as Gaius did, right? He wanted to unite all of Eorzea under one banner so that he could have peace, basically. Especially without any primals. kind of idiot thinks the world can be united with war? Even most Garleans have since realized that the conquests were a mistake. Golden alpaca in the flesh, like the Golden City, I thought them a children's tale. I could never agree with Soralja. I want Tuliyollal to be a land of peace, now and always. I'll ponder Soralja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the Feet of Gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Urqopacha is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuk Lamat off on her hunt. And watch her? Like, that would be fun, right, wouldn't it? Probably. How deep do you think the valley is? I glanced over the edge on the way here, but the mist was too thick to even speculate. I've never set foot beyond this point. The valley is said to be home to fiends far more ferocious than spitting alpacas. Urqopacha is a steep and treacherous place, so only those with the head ledger's blessing are permitted to go there. Interesting. Soralja may have caught this alpaca first, but that doesn't mean Wuk Lamat is out of the running. She can do this. Mablu's right. The last we can do is let Wuk Lamat know we're cheering for her. So let's cheer! Oh, that was actually what we had to do. I didn't realize.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it.
Great, that's
Truth be told, still not sure about all
the spirit, I guess.
I'd rather not go near one if I can help it.
But you have to.
But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
Bye. Have a nice time. See you later. Oh, we can't watch her, unfortunately. Too bad. Now we wait.
Shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
Yeah, exactly. What do we do now? I think I know where we can drink some mate.
As will I. Wuk Lamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
Because that's gonna help her.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Oh, there's a tent on your back. Oh, well, okay. Okay. Sure, why not? Wow, okay. It surely seems to be going well.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Interesting voice.
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shak Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
We're getting some backstory here.
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I
It's a
could
little
experience
drastic, I
the
would say, but
world,
okay.
immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart. And off I went to become a gleaner.
Just like
Her
that.
words
Okay.
alone moved you to leave
Yeah,
behind
exactly.
everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place.
So you find what you were looking for.
Events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait. Are you saying you were tasked?
I just want to say, or he was tasked with finding the City of Gold.
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
I'm also getting sleepy. It seems to be going well.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Panic, everybody panic.
Wait.
Of
Do you
course,
hear that?
that's the exact moment when she comes back. She did it, and she's even riding it. Yay! I bet she just bought it somewhere. It's not even a wild one, you know.
I
Of
did
course not. How stinky is she? Let's give it a sniff test. Sniff test.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, third promise.
The ranch
Hey,
isn't
2 out
going
of 7
anywhere.
down.
Take a
Great.
rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Well, sure. You didn't really have much of a choice, right? We were out here for quite some time, but I'm glad Wuk Lamat was able to catch her alpaca, and Erenville choosing to share his story with us was a welcome surprise. Alfina was quick to lend a hand with dismantling the tent. Is this to be his new obsession now that his master is collecting firewood? Thanks to Alfina and his healing hands, I can actually stand again, maybe even walk. Dang, I should have been a healer there and seen if, you know, like, we're also allowed to heal her. Wuk Lamat has no serious injuries to speak of. However, she had clearly been pushed to the very limits of her endurance. I spoke too much. If Wuk Lamat is up to it, we should be heading back to Tobli. I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely, and the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. Well, they only said alpaca. They didn't specify golden alpaca or anything. Knowing the Pelupelu, Mablu is minded to rush ahead to the village. Wuk Lamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet, hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like magic though? Mate tea! Yes, because there's a lot of caffeine in there. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. Okay. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set slower pace for our exhausted third promise. Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Wuk Lamat can't be that far behind. Actually, I took a detour, but I mean, okay. I guess the others are really slow. I'm now refreshed. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas, what grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them in just one day. Okay. Resolving a lifelong trauma by just, you know, like, with just one day. Sure. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there is no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it! Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoralja did. A shiny one. You know, it's only a chance in 1, 2, I don't know, whatever the chance of shiny Pokemon is, but that's what he did. He found a shiny Alpacamon in the tall grass. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Gilganos himself. I was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. Yeah, I guess we're kind of doing the same things he did, right? On his journey. It was before the founding of Tuliyollal, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokhui, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Gilganos, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure equal to the Yokhui in stature and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. A Hanu, a Moblin. I think that's one Viera that we cannot see exactly. But it's light-skinned, unfortunately, so it's not Erenville. I assume might just be clothes, though. A Rothgar and a Rogadin? I think that is, right? It's only 5, though, so there are only 6 overall. I would have expected 8, but hey, whatever. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Gilganos showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. Yeah, definitely not Erenville, this Viera. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Gilganos ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelupelu from the Yokhui's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Gilganos transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. He's really a figure to behold. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelupelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Gilganos sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. Sometimes life is like that. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Beast. Come on, it's so cute! Mablu's right, you're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Oh, come on. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelupelu fashion. Right, that's true. That Zoralja did not do that. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. Exactly. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Number 2 out of 7. Five more to go. Exactly. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It's the friends we made along the way, right? It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuk Lamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Totally, I quit. Here's my 2 weeks notice. Totally, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. I have always known this day would come. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. You disowned. Go away, I will never want to see you again. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found the calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You would make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Yay! Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? So many good-hearted natured people out there, right? Good-hearted natured, good-natured people. In these games, always. Never exploiting people. There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. It's just over there. Over there. Just, you know, like, just go there. It's you've done it. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokhui. They once ruled over far more than just Urqopacha and the Pelupelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yogg-Tural and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelupelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokhui have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we determine to follow the path of the saga, we need to go there anyways, yeah. And fight the bird. Thingy. Beast. Tural. Vidral. Whatever. We'll be visiting the giants eventually. Mountaintop of the giants. Eh. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yogg-Tural around 20 years ago. Since then it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago? Right about the time my grandfather made his journey. If the Dawn 7 implied, the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate it very much. Thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? That's the spirit girl. Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuliolal and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all the fish, for all your help. I will become Dawn's servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. Bye-bye. He has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought the golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zoralj's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating. Terrifying, even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuk Lamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. Because love, friendship, yay! You might be right, Mablu. Might be right. Or maybe she'll concede it to Kona in the end, who knows? I expected as much from the moment I saw him, but winning the contest against Zoralja will not be easy. The Yokhui once ruled the entirety of Yogg-Tural. I'm curious to see what has become of them. That makes 2 out of 7 keystones. So far so good. I never dared hope we could find the lead for this earring mystery so quickly. Feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoralja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong, all wise, like my brothers. Be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Back to Spaljavtie with us. The contest has hardly begun. I've heard there are hot springs in Urqopacha, mayhap time permitting. I have not forgotten our obligations to Wuk Lamat, of course. Wait, that's... Having immersed ourselves in the cultures of others, though my anticipation for the new experiences this adventure will bring us has only grown. Hot springs, I like the sound of that. Neither Kona nor Bakul Jaja appear to be in Wachunpelo. I imagine they're around somewhere, making progress even as we are. And in a contest like this one, there's only a matter of time until the claimants are pitted against each other in direct competition. The Pelu remind me of Lalafell, never letting their size slow them down or hold them back. They move at their own pace, making their textiles and mezcal and raised alpacas to bear them to the market. Idle musings aside, we've made a good start on these challenges. Hopefully we can keep it up. Golden alpaca. Alone I may have tried to track the beast myself. Traveling with so large and diverse a group is unfamiliar to me. If she could see me now... Who? Oh, your mentor, I guess. Look at us! The contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. They probably are. Can only hope. Well, and this is where we are finishing today's, well not actually today's, all of the previous episodes were in one day, so but this is where we're finishing episode 3 of Gilganos playing Dawntrail. Thank you so much for watching. I am intrigued where this is going next. I am assuming that we're gonna find out that, you know, like Kona's being backed by the Archons rather soonish, like our friend Archons. I'm a little surprised that I still cannot go over to Wachumiki and do some crafting, as it seems. Or maybe I just need to unlock that somewhere else. I would have thought that, you know, like I would probably unlock that through the MSQ at some point. And I'm a little sad because I don't really want to do another episode right now, but I do want to do some crafting, so yeah, we're gonna find out next time how this continues on. I really want to click on that question mark, an exclamation mark right now, but that would be spoilers, right? So hope you'll be with me next time as well. Don't forget to always GG. And stay healthy. See you next time. Bye bye.